Chapman's latest album, Beauty Will Rise, a soundtrack of the pain he and his family have experienced since Maria's passing and the hope they hang on to, there is one song entitled February 20th, a special day in the life of the Chapman family. Steven says it's one they will never forget.
February 20th, she says, "Mom, is it true?"
February 20th. And
Yeah.
just how important that day was. And I think as a parent as well, just the reassurance of knowing that Maria had made that dedication to Jesus,
Yeah.
you know, just months before.
Yeah, it was an incredible gift that God did give us. As we look back, it was a typical morning, and I ended up writing a song about it on February 20th of 2009 on the 1-year anniversary. She was getting ready for preschool, and Maria started asking her mom about God's big house, and said, does he really have a big house? Does it have a lot of rooms in it? And Mom kind of put 2 and 2 together and realized that she went to a little Christian preschool, and they always had a spring program, and they would learn songs. And so Mom thought, I bet she's learning the Audio Adrenaline song, Big House, for her preschool program. And so she said, yeah, you know, God has a big house, and that's where we, you know, get to go live with him when we leave earth, and it's heaven. And Maria said, well, I want to go. I want to go to God's big house, and I want to go see it. And can I go live there? And so Mom just could sense that. I mean, Maria wasn't even 5 yet; she's 4, but Mom just had the sense she's really intent on knowing about this. So she called me. I sat her up on the kitchen counter so I could kind of get close to eyeball to eyeball with her, and I started talking to her, and just did my best to kind of explain, you know, in 4-year-old terms, well, here's what, you know, why you want to go there. I mean, we are all made to be with God, and you know, that's where we want to be ultimately, is with him. And Jesus, you know, said, I'm going to make a place, get a place ready for you to come when you leave this world and this earth. And I said, do you want to talk to God about it? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, let's pray and just tell him, you know, that you want to come there. And I said, you just pray in your words, and then I'll pray for you, and then I'll let you pray and repeat a prayer after me. And so she prayed this just sweet little prayer of her own words, just talking to God and telling him that she wanted to come live with him, and Jesus, come be in my heart. And Stevie Joy, her a few month older sister, also from China, heard us, and she's like, well, I want to go too. So then she hopped up on the counter, and we got to talk and pray with her.
It's like an altar call in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know, it was, yeah. We had our own little altar call. And of course, we just had no idea. So yeah, that was a really precious gift to us, you know. And this February 20th, we celebrated it again, you know, just the realization of, you know, what that day represents for us, and just that gift that God gave us, to know that was really, I mean, purely nothing we planted, nothing we prompted. It was just the desire of her heart to be with Jesus, to be in God's big house.
Was it difficult to get back on stage after your family had gone through all of this with Maria?
Well, immediately, I didn't know. I mean, we canceled everything, you know, and I just, I didn't know if I would ever be able to, you know, get on stage and, you know, declare these things that I thought I knew about God, because all the rules changed, you know, on May 21st, and everything I thought I knew about him, as my wife says, I think very eloquently, you know, it's like, you know, it all went out the window, and you have to begin to, in a lot of ways, rebuild your faith and decide, what do I keep and what does not, you know, just I can't hold on to anymore, because it does, you know, it just doesn't stand up under this kind of pressure, you know. I mean, so one of the first things is I didn't know if I would ever, you know, feel right singing these songs, writing songs again. You know, just everything kind of stopped. Life stopped, and I didn't assume anything other than we're just going to take a breath at a time, a day at a time, hold on to each other, and try to survive this and trust that God's gonna, get us through and carry us. And but it didn't take long that I really had a sense that I need to I need to declare this. I need to hear myself, proclaim what I'm anchoring to, and declaring it and saying these things is part of what is going to be the process of having that anchor hold. And when it pulls up, I'm going to drop it again. Even when the psalmist says, soul, why are you so downcast within me? Hope in God. It was this sense of even having to say to myself, wait a minute, you're really beginning to want to give up here. And come on, I could almost picture David, all of a sudden I got this new image of him, not, strumming his harp, singing these happy, little peaceful, psalms, but I got this picture of him just really literally beating on his own chest, like trying to get his heart to start beating again, going, come on, this is true. Hope in God, trust in God. Come on, talking himself almost into that, and just having to hear himself and preaching the gospel to himself in a way, And I felt like that's what I needed to do for my own heart, for my family's heart. And if others were encouraged by that, then, that was great, obviously, but that wasn't even the motivation, was to go minister to others. It was really a sense that, God, this is what I really need to go stand in front of people and declare it.
So I dance the Cinderella.
But it must have been difficult to sing songs like Cinderella on stage.
Yeah, I didn't think I would ever sing that song again, honestly. That was one thing that even when I realized I'm going to do concerts again, I didn't have it even in the set list. I just, told my wife, I said, I don't know if I'll ever feel right singing that song, because it was written for Maria and Stevie Joy. It was inspired by them, and the whole message is, I'm going to dance with them while I have these moments, because I know those moments are, going to be gone before long. I'll blink my eyes, they'll be grown, because I have an older daughter, Emily, who was at college at the time, and so I was writing from that place. And so all of a sudden it just became this, unbearable, song, I thought. And it was really just, again, the way God redeems things, and just the little places he showed up in those early months. And my wife and I kind of call them little breadcrumbs that we would find left along the path, that tell us we're going the right direction. And God and Maria, we felt like left them for us, like, keep walking this direction, we're just ahead of you. Was the first night I was standing in front of an audience, and I didn't plan to do Cinderella. And I got partway through the night, and I just thought, what, if I believe what I've been singing all these years, and if I still believe it tonight standing in front of these people, if I believe that God is God, and he's on the throne, and he's really in control, and I really am trusting him, and his promises really are true, and it's either all true or it's all not, and I can't pick and choose the parts right now. It's do I believe it? Do I believe him? Do I believe his word? And if I do, then this song Cinderella is, it's not too hard to sing. It's still important for me to say, because I'm still here. I still have moments, as brief as we know they are now. We know they're very brief. But there's a reason God still has us here, and there's an eternity, and I'm more aware of that now than ever. It's become more real now. I have tangible, literal treasure in heaven in my daughter, so I'm longing for that day. I believe that's coming, but there's a reason I'm here today, and what am I going to do with the moments? And that's what the song was written about in the first place. Really, to see how God even redeemed that and has given me a new reason to even sing that song was a real gift.
The dance will go on.